Let's now talk about functions in Kotlin. If we are learning any new programming language, then obviously function is a very important concept. Function is a block of code to perform certain functionality. It helps in reusing the code. Let's say in your project, in your application, if there is a set of a statement which you want to write like more than once, then the function concept comes very handy. The syntax is like this: you have to write the fun keyword and then the name of the method, whatever the name is. Like in the previous examples that we just saw, we were writing main function, right? And then inside curly braces we can write whatever we have to write, right? Like print ln hello world, hello from scalar, something like that, right? Moving ahead, this is again in brief the syntax of function. Fun, the keyword, and then name of the function. You should always try to give meaningful names to your function. And then in curly braces, you can give it parameters like variable var a, var b, var c, whatever based on your use case, right? So you can pass here parameters, and then there will be return type of the function. Okay, you have, this is the basic standard syntax of function. You can take a screenshot of this as well. And then inside curly braces you have some piece of code, some statements to execute, and then finally return the result, return return a value which is of type this. Let's say if you are saying here that you will return int, so the type of result variable should be int only, okay? So an entry point of a Kotlin application is the main function. Main function is very important, okay? Whenever you will click on that run green button in the IDE, so that IDE, the virtual machine, that will search for the main function. So this is the main function. It will come and it will see, okay, println hello world is written, so it will execute that line, okay? After that, let's say you are making a function call, you are calling a function, and the name of the function is add, okay, add. So it will go and check if there is any function fun add or not. So it will go and check if add function is there. Inside that, whatever you would have written, that println hello from add function, everything will be printed, okay? So another form of main function accepts a variable number of a string argument. So this was a function in the parameter list, we had nothing, right? So here fun main, and inside parameters we are passing a variable. The name of the variable is args, the name is args, and this is the type of the variable. Type can be either int, it can be a string, it can be boolean. So here it is array of strings, right? And then in curly braces we are printing something, Moving ahead, we have a function with two int parameters and int return type, okay? So fun, the keyword, the name of the function is sum. Inside simple braces, inside parenthesis, we have two variables, variable a, variable b, okay? These are of type int, and the return type is also int, right? So what we are returning here, we are returning the sum of a plus b. We are returning the sum of a plus b. The return type is also int, right? So if I have to, let's say I have a function fun main, okay, fun main, and inside this I want to call the sum function. How will I do that? I will say sum, and let's say I want to do a sum of 7 and 5, so I'll call it this way. So it will go here, it will pass here 7 and 5, okay? Then it will return 7 plus 5 is equal to 13, right? 7 plus 5 is equal to 12, okay? So this way it works, right? A function body can be an expression as well. It's return, so a function body can be an expression as well. Its return type is inferred. So basically here what you saw is inside the body of the function we just had one line of code. So you can write fun, sum is the name of the function, two variables a and b of type int is equal to a plus b, is equal to a plus b. So it's as simple as it looks. I mean, if you have one line of code inside your function, go ahead and use this syntax, write equal to, and that's it. Okay, a function with two int parameters and int return type. So here you have another example. Fun, sum is the keyword, sum is the name of the function, not keyword, sorry. And then you have two parameters here, return type is also two. This is exactly same what we saw here. So they are writing complete code. We have main function, we are printing sum of 3 and 5 is, then we are calling here, what we are doing, this is how you call function, call a function. So whenever you click on that green run button, so it will search for main function, right? It will search for main function, it will execute this line, that is it will print sum of 3 and 5 is, and then the next line is line number 7 will be executed. It is saying println, print whatever this method sum 3 5 returns, right? So as soon as the compiler will see this, that okay, it is the main function is calling sum function, it will directly jump here, it will directly jump here, and it will pass here 3 and 5, okay, and then it will return 3 plus 5 8. So here what will be printed, the value that you will get here is 8, so it will print 8. So sum of 3 and 5 is 8. As simple as it looks. A function that returns no meaningful value. So you can use unit as well. Let's say if your function is not returning any value, you can either leave it empty or you can ask it to return unit. You can ask it to return unit. Print ln sum of a and b is this much. Okay. Unit return type can be omitted as well. So this and this both are same. Okay, both are same. You can see here the fun keyword is here, fun keyword is same, print sum, the name of the function, and then both have two parameters a and b. It is saying that the return type is unit, that is it will not return anything, and if you don't write unit then also it's the same. And then you are printing here sum of a and b is this. Perfect. All right. So now let me teach you function overloading as well. It is another very significant concept. Okay. So if in the function the name is same, name of the function is same, but parameters are different. Let's say if in this example, right, print sum, the name is same. If let's say the type of this is float and not int, the type is float. So this is the best example of function overloading. The name of the function is same, but either the parameter type, the number of parameter like a, b, you can have one more c here. So either the number of parameter is different or the type of the parameter or the return type is different, then that will be the function overloading example. So either number of parameter is different or the type is different. Okay. For example, this is one of the best examples. You can see here fun function name is same, list of parameters 1, parameters 2, and return type. So I mean the function name will remain same, either the number of parameters or the type of parameter or the type of return type will be different. Perfect. Now let's quickly write some code to understand the concept of functions in even better manner. Okay, so what I will do here, I'll create one more file here, Kotlin file. Okay, Kotlin file, I'll name it function fun main is very important. Okay, main is very important, function main, and I will say here println I want to perform addition operation. Okay, addition operation. So what I will do here is, might be that I might need to add two values multiple times in my project. So I'll instead of writing here a plus b or something like that, what I will do, and I have two values here, where a is equal to 9 and where b is equal to maybe 19. Okay, perfect. So I can either do println, I can go here, I can write a plus b. Okay, a plus b. But what happens is, let's say you have to do addition again in your project, right? So again, many times, you will need to do the same thing, a plus b, a plus b. So what I'll do is, I'll use the concept of function. I'll create a function, fun sum. Fun is the keyword, sum is the name of the function, and I will here pass some parameters, pass some values. So if you remember what was the syntax of the function in Kotlin, let me show you again. Screencast. So this is how you write it. You simply have to pass the parameters this way, name of the variable and then the type of the variable, right? So let's do that thing here. Let's do that. So let's say the name of the variable is var1, var1, that is of type int, and var2, that is of type int again. So, and I want this function to return integer value only. Okay, so it will return var1 plus var2. Let's say if I create one more function sum, and I have var1 again, but this is of type float, and var2 again, and this is also of type float, and I want to return float. Okay, and return here, return var1 plus var2. Okay, so these two functions, and they are the best example of function overloading. The function name is same, the type of the variables, the parameter is different, and return type is also different. So what I can do here is, I want to call some method. I will say print n whatever value you are getting, sum. So if I'll pass integer values, so automatically this one will be called. Okay, if I pass here some float value like 9.8 and 166.9. okay, so what it is saying is none of the following functions can be called with the arguments supplied. Okay, so basically this is of type, this is also in decimals, this is also in decimals, right? Let me see here. If I change it to double and double, so this one will execute this sum method, and here you are passing integer, so this sum method will be called. Let's run it and see if it's working fine or not. And you can obviously, because you are manually giving the value, so you can remove it. So I want to perform addition operation 17 and 26.6. perfect. Alright, so you got to know here the concept of function overloading, the concept of functions in Kotlin. It's very simple. The syntax is literally very simple. Let me know if you are facing any difficulties till this point. Now let's talk about arrays in Kotlin, another very important concept. Whenever you're going to learn any programming language, arrays are very important. So how do you create or write arrays in Kotlin? Var, you already know the keyword, name of the array, then array of 1, 2, 3. So basically this is syntax, standard syntax, var, name of the array, then array of, this is keyword here, this is keyword here. So what are keywords here? This is keyword, this is also keyword, and then you have to give the name to the array and the values. It depends on you, right? These are not keywords. So it's as simple as it looks. So here what will be done? 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 0 index, 1 index, 2 index. At 0 index the value is 1, at 1 index the value is 2, at 2 index the value is 3. Okay, to create an array, use the function array of and pass the item values to it, so that array of 1, 2, 3 creates an array 1, 2, 3. Alternatively, the array of nulls Function can be used to create an array of given size filled with null elements. Okay, Kotlin array declaration using array of function once again. So this is my array 1. Okay, these all are keywords. These are the name of the array that you can decide. Array of is again keyword. Okay, and then values you have to give. So my array 1, array of 1, 10, 4, 6, 15. It is like 1, 10, 4, 6, 15. Index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then array of int, same thing. Array of a string. In curly braces you can pass the type as well. So here you have the array of a string and then array of mix of integer and string values. Perfect. And here array set function example is given to you. So basically this is your function main, right? Some argument here, args is the name of the variable and this is type, opening and closing. So array 1, array of 1, 2, 3, 4. Array 2, array of long type. Okay, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it is saying right now it is 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index. I am saying, and this is array 2 and the array 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, index 0, 1, 2, 3. Now I am saying array 1 dot set at 0 index set 5. So I will remove 1 and I will set 5 here. Okay, array 1, 2 is equal to 6. So at index 2, that is this one, you have to write 6. So I will remove it and I will override it. Okay, array dot set 0 index. So array 1 dot set at 0 index set 5. So I did that. At second index set 6. So I did that. Okay, perfect. Then array 2 dot set at second index 2. So here I will write 2. I will write 10 at second index. They are asking me to write 10. Then array 2 at third index write 8. At third index write 8. That's it. That's it. And to iterate over the array, I can write for each element in array 1 curly braces and print ln each element. That's it. This is what they have done. For each element in array 1, print ln element. Okay, for each element in array 2, keep on printing the element. So one by one they will print each and every value of the array. Okay, so this is the array 1. So first is 5. This will be the output 5. Then print ln, then I'll go here again. This is 2, then 6 and then 4. This is how it will traverse over your array using for loop. For each element in the array, print each element. Perfect. And here is another example of Kotlin get function. Okay, let's say you want to get the value at index 1. So this is array 1, right? Array 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I am saying here array 1 dot get 0. So it is asking me to print the value that is at index 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So I will print 1. Okay, I will print 1, output 1. Then I am saying print ln array 1, 2. Print whatever is there in the array 1. This is your array 1. Okay, array 1. Whatever is there in array 1 at index 2. So 0, 1, 2. I will print 3. That's it, right? Perfect. So I hope you have got the set function dot set, as well as if you have to directly retrieve the value, you can say name of the array and then inside a square bracket you can pass the number, the value of the index. So now let's quickly understand array concept by writing code as well, right? Practice makes a person perfect. So let's quickly write array code and yes, function main, and inside the function main I will create an array. So var, okay, and then name of the array, you can name it my array. Okay, my array is equal to array of, now this is keyword, var is keyword here, array of is keyword, my array is variable, I can name it anything, I can give it any name. Array of, let's say 1, 2, 6, 9, anything, whatever you want, 7, 5, blah blah, like that. You can go on about it, right? Now if I want to, the very first thing, if I want to print all the values of my array, how I will do, for element in my array, I will create curly braces, and inside for loop I will say println. I can just keep on printing the elements one by one. If you run it, you will see 1 2 6 9 7 5 in the output. You can see 1 2 6 9 7 5. That's it. If let's say I want to change some of the values, so we just saw how we can do that. myArray.set and index, you can see here it is telling me if you press command P, so give index and then the value. So I want to change, let's say 6 to something else. So 0 1 2, the index is 2, and I want to change 6 to 15. Okay, 15. And also I want to change, another way of changing is, let's say I want to change the value of 5, so I'll check what is the index of 5. So 0 1 2 3 4 and 5 is the index of 5, right? Maybe I'll create one more value here, one more value, and call it 77. Okay, I want to change 77. So 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I want to change the value which is at 6th index to 87. Okay, and again I want to check if these actions were performed in the right order, in the right way. So I'll say here println new values of array, new values of the array, and then I will run this file. I will run this piece of code. So you can see here 1 2 6 9 7 5 77. Okay, for the first for loop, and after I ran the set method, after I changed the index 6, right? So you can see here the new values are like this. At index 2 it is now 15, and at index 6 it is now 87. Okay, you can again do something like this, println, if you want to get value at a given index, right, at a given index. So the value at the value at index 4 is, and you can simply write here dollar, and then let's not go in dollar, let's do it this way, myArray dot get, and whatever the index you want, what you can write 4. Okay, so you can see the value at index 4 is 7, and you can see it is 7, right? Perfect. So let me do a screencast once again, and let's summarize everything that we have learned so far. So we studied the control flow. For decision making, we have if else, we have when, right? For loops, we have 3 things, that is while loop, then do while, and then for loop, right? After control flow, we studied the concept of functions. We talked about function overloading as well, and then finally we saw how arrays are created, how we traverse over array, how we get set array in Kotlin, right? Alright, so see you in the next module. Till then, keep writing code in Kotlin. The more you will write, the more fluency you will achieve, and yes, over time you will feel that these syntax, these pieces of code are very, very simple. Okay, so go ahead, write the code and push it on GitHub and show the internet, show the world that okay, you are learning something new. Tell on LinkedIn, tell on Twitter, tag Scalar, tag me. So yes, when you learn in a community, you will see more people around you as well posting things, that will keep you motivated, right, to learn things. You will see that okay, other people are also doing things. You can accept 30 days of Kotlin challenge as well, and every day you can post that okay, today I learned this, that day I learned this, something like that, right? So in today's lecture, let's talk about Android development and Kotlin. So Android development is basically developing mobile applications. Android app development. Android is the operating system, and app is the applications that we use, and development. So basically Android development is about developing mobile applications for specifically Android operating system. Okay, like we have mainly two operating systems, Android, we talk about OS, then Android is there, and we have iOS, right? So there are Android applications, and for that we have Android operating system. We have iPhones, for which iOS operating system is the significant part, right? So in mobile domain, in mobile application development, these two are the main kind of operating systems. So we have Android app developers, we have iOS developers, and there is cross platform as well. That is, you write the code once and it will run on all the platforms, but many of the native feature and specific to operating system specific feature, native feature that are called generally, they are kind of compromised in the cross platform domain. Perfect. So today we will talk about how you can create applications, how you can use Kotlin language, specifically how you can use Kotlin language to create applications. We will understand this part, and this will help you in making many projects as well using the Kotlin language. So let me tell you a bit of history as well. So in the beginning, Android applications, and like if you are using an Android phone, you would be having many applications like Gmail, Zomato, Amazon, YouTube, and so on, right? So in your phone you have so many Android applications. So when I was in university, so I was a bit confused, like how these applications are created, how these are developed. And out of curiosity, like I did a lot of research on how to develop such application. When we click on a button like send, so the mail is sent. When we click on pay or complete order, then we are able to make order as well on Zomato, Amazon, and so much more, right? So I was curious since the beginning how to go about it, how to create an application which has so many exciting feature, game apps are there, etc. So basically I was doing mainly I was learning Java programming language in the beginning for DSA, etc. Then when I did research, so I realized that okay, for developing Android applications also Java is used, and later Kotlin was announced as the official language for this. So basically they are very much like brother and sister. If you already know Java, so Kotlin, as I told you earlier as well, it's very easy to learn, and after the last 3 lectures of this series you would have already got a good understanding, a good idea what this language is. Kotlin is so simple, so easy to understand. You now know how to write the basic stuff, val, var, for loop, while loop, so many things you already know, right? Now if you start making projects, you will even deep dive into that language. You will have something to show in your resume as well to the interviewer that okay, I have created this project in this particular language, right? So let's get started and see what all softwares are needed if we want to create project, or if we want to create an Android application using Kotlin language. The beauty of Java and Kotlin combined together is that you can have .java as well as .kt, .kotlin file in the same Android project as well. So today what we will do is we will use the software. This is very popular software for developing applications, Android application. It is Android Studio. And apart from that, to run our application, to see how the application is looking, either we will use emulators only, I'll teach you what these are, or you can use your Android phone as well. For this you will need to connect USB in your with your laptop. Okay, perfect. And if you are going to use phone, then you will need to make some changes in your settings as well. Let me quickly show you what changes. If you are going to use your mobile phone to run the application that you will be developing, you will be creating with me in these tutorials, then for that you will need to make some changes in your phone. Very simple changes, obviously. Just go in settings, about phone, and you will see an option build number here. Click on build number multiple times. It will show you a toast like this. you are 3 steps away, you are 2 steps, 1 step away from becoming a developer, and then it will finally show you are now a developer. That is when you have to stop clicking on build number. Apart from that, also click on developer options and enable debugging, USB debugging, so that you are able to easily connect with your laptop and run the application directly from Android Studio, the software that we will use to create applications. Perfect. All right, so now let's get started and install the software that we will be using. I'll show you quickly how to go about it. So you just have to write install Android Studio. So if I open up my Android Studio, so that is right now electric, there are multiple versions. So this is electric AL 2022 something, right? So I would highly recommend using that only, so that you have the same experience, because in every version, in every new release of Android Studio, they make some changes here and there. And the UI also, I have heard like recently few developers were complaining that okay, the new launch by Android Studio, that is so different from the old ones, etc. So let's do one thing. Android Studio install, Android Studio install, and you see you will get the official link here, right? They have code labs as well. Using code labs also you can understand the process of installing. They have multiple steps here. It's very simple. It's like downloading or installing any other software in your laptop, like you would have installed any other IDE like IntelliJ, Eclipse, Chrome, Google Chrome, right? So in the same way, it's very simple and easy to understand. What you can do is, if you open up this first link, so they are explaining everything here, okay? So if you want, you can read it based on which operating system you are. Right now I'm on Mac, so I have used Android Studio on all operating systems, on Windows, on Linux, on Mac, everything, okay? So if I go here, so they are showing me the latest, which is Giraffe, I guess. Yes, Android Studio Giraffe. This is the latest release. But it's my habit. I give some time to the latest release. I want other developers to use it, and once I'll see less complaints about it, then only I switch the new ones. So right now I have electric EL only, EL, and I'm happy with that. So what I'll do is, you can go in, more downloads are available in the download archives. So let's click on this, and they are showing some stuff here. So I'll say I agree to the terms, and now they are showing me the list of all the releases. So if you see what I have right now, so that is Android Electric EEL. Let me search Android Studio, and this is electric EEL 2022.1.1.patch1, this one. So this year only, this was released in Jan, so I did an update from since that time. So if you click on this, you will see for all the operating systems, they have the zip, they have the files available. You can install from here. Installers are available here for Mac, Apple, Silicon, Intel, for Windows. Everything is available here for you, right? So you can just download it. For Windows 64-bit, you can just click on this zip file, you can do the download, you can do the installation. So I would prefer, if you use the same version as I'm using, otherwise you will see a bit of difference here and there in the software. Perfect. So now after you will be done installing this, after the installation is completed, you have to open up your Android Studio. So I opened it up, and it looks something like this. Okay, it looks something like this. If I click on new project here, so you will see multiple options available here. Alright, basic activity material 3, bottom navigation activities. So you would have used many applications with bottom navigation. So what does it mean is, if you remember using Amazon or Zomato, so they have multiple options at the bottom, like profile section is there, and then Amazon Pay is there, a lot many stuff, 4 to 5 are there, I guess, as far as I remember, in the bottom navigation of Amazon app, right? So in the same way, there are multiple activities. If there is something, if you want to just create Google Maps kind of stuff, location stuff, then you can start with Google Maps activity as well. Here you will get all the default code itself. You just will be need to you just will need to change the logic, whatever you want to make in your application. For now, what I will do is, I will choose an empty activity and click on next. Okay, click on next. So this is the name of your project. You can change it the way you want. Okay, so right now this is kind of your first application, right? Step number 1 is you have to install Android Studio. Okay, and already if you have been following these series of lectures, so you would have already installed Java in your local machine, I assume, right? If you want to confirm, you can open up terminal, just click on search and open up terminal, and there you can write Java version and it will show you the version. If you have not installed Java, it will show you it's not installed, right? So yes, basically you have to install Android Studio. The steps you just saw, you have all the guide, you have all these steps available here, right? You can install the same as I have right now in my system, or you can choose any other as well. That's completely fine. So what you have to do after this is, so this is your empty activity, right? You have to give name to your project, like shopping app, music app, and so on. So today I will write first app. Okay, perfect. And then this is the package name, this is the package of your application, and this is the location where your applications, your Android apps code base, complete code base will be saved. Okay, you can change it if you want by clicking on this, but right now I'm happy where it is saved because I myself created this directory. Language, we are going to use Kotlin today. Yes, not Java, Kotlin, because we know the reasons. I mean, I have been teaching you these reasons only since the last 3 lectures. I won't repeat it again. This is the minimum SDK. I'm leaving it as it is, and let's now click on finish. So once you click on finish, so it will take some time to prepare the project. For me, it takes less time because the storage, the internet is good, depending upon how your hardware is, how your laptop is, and how is the internet speed. It can take 1 to 3 minutes, but usually it is fast. You can see here, I mean, in the backgrounds many things happen, a lot many Gradle builds, a lot many processes. So if you are seeing this software for the first time, if yes, first of all, go and let me know in the comment section below that yes, you are seeing this software for the first time, and I can completely relate with you. If you are a first timer, if you are first time opening this software, Android Studio, it will be very, very confusing for you to understand which component is where, what feature is where. A lot many things are provided here, you know, so many icons are given, so many options are on this side, everywhere, so many features are there. So let's do one thing, leave everything on me, don't take tension, I'll explain you each and everything very clearly. Just keep looking at the cursor of my mouse. Okay, I'll make everything super duper simple for you. So right now you can see we have 2 files open here. I'll close them for now. Okay, I'll close them for now. And now if you look at the left side, at the top left, this is the right side, right? And this is the top left. So here you can see multiple options are given to us, right? Right now I'm in the Android section. Okay, and I have 2 main directories here. One is the app directory, the other is Gradle scripts directory. Alright, if I open up the app directory, I can see there are 3 more directories. What they are? So these 3 are very, very important. Let me tell you. In manifest you will have android manifest.xml file. So basically all the important information, like the icon of the application, So if you use some software, some application in your Android phone, so you would have seen they have a bit of a stylish kind of icon. Like Zomato has its own unique icon, and sometimes during sale season they change the icon as well. They change it to show the sale word or something like that. So in manifest directory, you will get to see the icon. You can change the name of the app from there. And you would have seen, if you have installed a new application, an Android application, so you would have seen many times they ask the user for some options like do you want to give location permission, do you want to give gallery permission, this permission, that permission. So all those things are added in this file, that is your Android manifest file. How will you add user location? Let's say in my application I'm using location or maybe internet. So I'll ask the user if they can provide me with such a specific permissions. So I can ask user for camera permission, right? Uses permission and then camera permission. Apart from that, this is your application tag, and inside you have multiple stuff. You can see icon, label, and then depending upon how many screens are there in your mobile application, we will have them here. This is one activity. One activity means one screen. Okay. If I'll create another screen, let's say on clicking a button I want to go to another screen, then I will create one more activity. I mean, it by default it is created and you don't have to do anything. This is the name of the activity, main activity, and then there are some intent filter. So this intent filter says that this is the launcher activity, that is this activity will open up the first, it will be the first to open up whenever you click on the logo of the app. Okay, if I'll keep this intent filter in any other activity, then that will become the first activity to open up. Perfect. So I hope the first directory is clear to you. In the app we have 3 directories. Manifest is clear to you, how it's so significant, why it's so significant, right? Moving ahead, we have the Java directory now. So in the Java directory, as the name is a bit self-explanatory, all the code part, everything related to code, the logic will come in this directory. Inside Java also you can see you have multiple directories, right? This is the name of the package, com.example.firstapp. If you remember, first app is the name of your project, name of your application. So this is your first directory. Then they have Android test directory, then test directory, another. So basically inside this Java directory, the first and the most important one is this one, which you see at the top. Inside this you can see right now we have main activity. In the same way, if you click on right mouse button, you will see you can create more activities here, like new Kotlin class, new Java class. You can go on about creating new activity in this directory as well. Perfect. So let's now do one thing. You now know that okay, Java is for the logic part, for the code part, and inside this first directory you can keep on adding multiple Java files, Kotlin classes, etc. I mean, all the new screens, the logic of all the new screens will come in this particular subdirectory. And now if we talk about the resource directory, so here as well you will see so many options. Drawable is basically for keeping stuff, for keeping your pictures, values, designs, all those files. Let's say if in my application I want to put images, multiple images, and I want to use those images maybe as icons or something like that, then all those stuff will come here in the drawable directory. After drawable directory, you have the layout subdirectory. In the layout, all the design part will come here. So right now you can see you have activity main.xml, which says hello world, right? So in the same way, as we will go on creating more and more designs in our application, like you would have seen multiple screens while using any application. If I take the example of maybe Spotify itself, so the very first is the splash screen activity, and then they have the main page, main activity, where they have bottom navigation, multiple options are there, like search icon. If you click on search button, then a new page, new screen is opened up. So that way, I mean, all the design screen will come here in the layout subdirectory. Okay, right now only one is here. I can go on and I can keep on creating more layout resource file in this. Okay, perfect. So in the resource, drawable, where we keep icons, pictures, etc. Layout, all the design, all the XML files will be inside layout directory. And then you have a map. You can see the logos that we are using right now. Default logo is this. So different ratio, different pixel aspect ratio, all those stuff are added here. So I'll close it, map, and then values. In this you have colors.xml, strings.xml. So what happens is, let's say in your application, in your design, you are somewhere using the app name, right? So instead of writing the app name every time, if there are some values which you feel will be used multiple times, then you can just put it here and you can call this name and the value will be here. This is key and value, if you know key value pair. So this is kind of the name and the value is this. Okay, so I can just use this thing, and whenever, let's say if right now the name is first app, and later on if I want to change the name to my first app maybe, so if let's say the name of the app is used multiple times in the logic part, then I won't need to go on and change everywhere my first app. If let's say I'm using app name only, this keyword, then whatever change I'll make here, it will reflect it itself, right? I hope you got the point, that I will not supposed to change the name everywhere. I can just use the keyword this, and if I make the change here, it will be reflected everywhere wherever I'm using this particular keyword, right? I'm closing strings.xml now, and this is your colors.xml. The kind of same story. You can't and you are not supposed to remember all the hexadecimal codes, right? Whatever is the hexa code for purple, blue, red. As a software engineer, as a developer, Android application developer, obviously no one expects you to know all these codes, right? So this colors.xml is here. You can add all the colors which you want to add, which you want to use in your application, and then you can directly pick it up from here with the name. So this is same as string.xml. This is the name and this is the value, key and value. And once you use the name, you won't need to write the value everywhere, right? Perfect. Let's close this as well. This is the theme. And you have one more XML. This is not very important. Closing the values directory now. After values XML, not of much use. So right now, till now, you have studied what is manifest, right? Inside that we have this file, very important. It contains all the user permission, activity details, icon, everything, logic part in Java directory. In resource, mostly design stuff. Specifically in layout, the XML part will come, the design part will come, drawable, pictures, images, etc. And after that, let's now see what's here in Gradle scripts. In the Gradle scripts, all the important dependencies, all the details about which dependency you are using in your app will come. For an example, like if you open the build.gradle, this one, so it contains all the plugins that you are using in your application. Okay, for now you don't have much to do with this, but yes, I mean it's important for your application. And this is again another build.gradle module that was for project, right? So here if you see all the important information, like what is the target minimum SDK, what is the version name, version code, and so on. And here is the list of dependencies that you are using in your application. Let's say you want to use some third-party library to beautify your application, to make it look more aesthetic, to make it look more beautiful, simple, clean. Then in those cases, you can add here your own dependency. You can add implementation, and whatever the name of the dependency is, you can search for such dependencies on the internet. Like if you want to add onboarding screen, some tutorial kind of stuff for your application, you can use such dependencies. Okay, let's now close it, and after that some more files are there. I'll not talk about many of those which are not of that much use in the beginning, in the starting, otherwise you will get overwhelming, that will become confusing for you. Right now the knowledge that you have about these, whatever we have in the app directory, in the Gradle scripts, that's more than enough. You have a basic idea of which directory, which file is used for which purpose, right? And in the same way, if you see here these options, right? So this is your make project button. If you want to run your application, then you can use you can either use emulator or you can use phone as well, your Android phone, right? So if you want to add emulator, right now I have Pixel and Nexus, these two available devices, these two emulators. If you want to add more, then you have to go in device manager, and you can see option create device here, right? If you click on create device, so this will create a virtual device. Emulator is basically same as your phone, it looks like your phone, but it will run here in Android Studio. And if you have less RAM in your laptop, like maybe less than 4 GB, then I would recommend not running emulator, because that will slow down or that will hamper your development experience while using Android Studio. Okay, and yes, you can choose whatever phone you want to choose here. Pixel, you have Nexus, so many options are here. You have to click on it, whatever you want, and then click on next. After that you have to choose a system design, you have to download it, and then next, and finally finish will be there. Okay, so I'm clicking on cancel because I don't want a new device right now. I'm happy with these two. Okay, I'm closing this, and yes, this is the run button. On clicking this, you will run your application. So for now these are good enough. I mean, apart from this, you have multiple other options, like if you want to debug your application, you want to run your application with coverage, or these are kind of repetitive options. Again, I'll teach you in other lectures how to debug application, how to add debugger, coverage, etc. For now you don't need to worry so much about that. This is sync your project with Gradle files, device manager, and so on. And at the bottom also you can see multiple options are available. Version control for Git, for people who are working with their team. Git is obviously very important, so this is for that. And the most important thing here is this logcat. So if you run your application and you see it is crashing, so you can see the log report, everything, all the details here with the help of the logcat. Okay, perfect. Right now I'm closing it, and yes, you should know how to read logcat, that's very important once again. So if I go ahead in my Java folder, this is my main activity, right? So it is saying real files have changed, sync now. Let's sync now. Alright, sync is done. So you can see now this run button is enabled as well. So if I, without doing any changes, without making any changes, let's see what is in the main activity. So it is hello world, right? So without doing anything, after creating a new empty project, if you click on the run button, it will run whatever it has. That is, it will show you this thing in your screen, right? In your screen. So once again, this is your design part. Let me show you what all is here. So basically, this is your XML part. This entire code is written in XML. Okay, like we have multiple components, we have views, each thing like button, text view, image, these are views, right? So we will add all these design components in our application to make it look beautiful. There are layouts whenever you have to design your screen. So you have multiple layouts, like constraint layout is there, frame layout, or you have linear layout, relative layout, lot many layouts are there. They have depending upon use case, you can use either of them. Okay, so inside the constraint layout right now you have one text view, and that text view is having the text hello world. You can see the text here. So if you see the just look at the cursor of my mouse, so you can see here at the right top there are three option code. If I click on code, only the XML part will be there. Split, I can see the design as well as XML part, and if I click on design, just design, so I will have the design. You can drag and drop stuff as well from there, right? For now I don't want a button, so I left it there. And here as well you can see multiple options are available. These are for dragging and dropping the design components directly into your screen if you want, or if you prefer doing the code here, writing the code here, and then looking how the changes are happening in your in your screen, then you can use the XML part as well. Both are good, both are simple. For the first time obviously it will be a bit confusing, it will be a bit difficult for you, but over time, with time, it will all become very simple. You will get used to see this software. It's very obvious. I mean, when we were in the first standard in nursery, then even ABCD was so difficult for us, right? But now it seems so easy. I mean, ABCD, we know how to go about it, right? My nephew is in nursery, he finds all these things so difficult. I mean, he's having trouble learning A for apple, all those stuff. So it's the same story. I mean, with time, once you will know what the software is, how these features work, then it will become very easy for you as well. Okay, in the beginning it looks difficult, I completely understand, because the software is a bit overwhelming. I mean, there are so many options here that it's obvious for anyone to get confused. If I click on run button here, it will use this emulator Nexus 5X API 31, very old looking phone. This is very old looking phone, but yes, let's see if our application is working fine or not. So you can see here at the bottom some background tasks are going on, some Gradle builds are running, and once it will be completed, then I'll get to see my project, my application here on the emulator. It takes some time to perform the tasks, like Gradle builds are running right now in the background, and you can see they are now launching the app. Okay, install is successful, finished in 1 second, and yes, this is your hello world application. So congratulations, you just ran your hello world application. So if you have installed Android Studio, if you have got a basic idea of what Android Studio is, you now know that which directory is used for which purpose. If these many things are clear and you are done running your hello world application, go ahead in the comment section and let me know that you are done till this point. And till this point, if there are any doubts, any concerns in your mind about this software, about Android app development, let me know and I'll try to answer it. I'll myself check the comment section and answer it. Okay, so I'm minimizing this one. And now what's coming in my mind is, now that you have a basic idea of what this software is, how the software works, so let's use the knowledge and build something interesting, right? You just build hello world application, right? So how about building something new? I mean, something simple and creative, with the help of which you will get the knowledge of few extra important topics as well in Android development. So let me do a screencast and share my thoughts with you, what I'm planning. So I'm thinking to help you build your application, your Android application, in which we learn some important concepts, some starting concepts of Android development as well. So what I'll do is, I'll create an application. Okay, I'll create an application. I will add 2 buttons here. I will add 2 buttons here. Okay, one will be cool, the other button will be hot. So when I'll click on cool, the background color of this screen will become blue. When I'll click on the hot button, then the background color of this app should become red. Okay, makes sense. Red or maybe black, whatever you feel better, red or black. Okay, and after that what I will do is I'll have another button. Okay, I'll have another button because that will help you understand one more significant concept. So if we'll be left with time in this lecture, then I will add one more button, and on clicking this button it will show the text next, and once I'll click on this button, then I will be directed to a new screen. And this is one of the most significant, one of the most important learning for you in your Android app development journey. If you're writing the code in Kotlin or even in Java, so it's very important in Android application development, how to move from one screen to the other screen. Very significant. Okay, so you will understand that as well. So first let's try to create this much, and after that if we'll be left with time, then I'll show you this part as well. Otherwise this will be covered in the next lecture. Perfect. Okay, so let's get back to Android Studio, and here you can see this is the small piece of code that we have, right? So this is the class main activity, name of your class, and this is extending app compat activity. You studied inheritance as well, right? So app compat activity, if you click on this is inbuilt class. This is already there in the Android Studio. They have multiple methods, they have multiple stuff here in this class. I'm closing it now. So I'm extending this class, and if you notice, this is main activity.kt. It is Kotlin class, but it is extending app compat activity, which is .java. It is a Java class, right? So you can see the beauty of the compatibility between Kotlin and Java. They are literally like best friends, right? So this is your first line class main activity, and which is extending app compat activity. Your class begins here. This is the opening braces, this is the closing braces, and after that you are overriding a function. Obviously you are overriding from this method only, from this class only, which is your parent class. You are overriding on create method. Fun, you already know the syntax. I mean, I don't need to go deep into the syntax. Fun means this is function, name of the function is on create. Inside this you are passing a parameter. The parameter is of type bundle, like you have float, double, int. Name of the parameter is saved instance state, and then you have the opening and the closing braces again, right? This is super.onCreate. Basically you are using the super keyword to call the constructor of that particular method, right? And then the most important thing is the set content view and r.layout.activity main here. So basically what's happening here, you are telling that, hey main activity, hey you class, I am attaching you with a layout. Okay, so whatever logic I'll write here in your class, that should be linked with activity main.xml. This will be your design part, and I will be the logic. Okay, set content view, I mean you are setting the view for the content, that is r.layout.activity main. Okay, perfect. And one more quick thing is, whenever you open up your application, whenever you run your application, so the first method that is called is the onCreate method. Always remember this. Whenever you run your application, the first method to open up, the first method to be called is the onCreate method, and after that you have on start, on whatever, however the flow is. Multiple methods are there, like on pause, on resume, on destroy, and so much more, right? The life cycle of Android application is very, very important concept, very important in terms of theory as well. If you're going to give interview for software engineering role for, let's say, Android team of any company, then obviously you must know the life cycle of an Android application. That's very important. Okay, awesome. And these are some packages here which we have imported. And as of now, like whatever you are using, the app compare activity is important, bundle is important. This is app compare activity, this is the bundle, the type of this parameter. All right, so now what I will do is I will write some code here. Before that, I want to create stuff in this design, right? First, obviously, I'll design and then I'll write logic for that particular design. So I'm going to remove this text view, okay? And this is your constraint layout. I will change it to linear layout because that is easy, especially while teaching, because in constraint layout you have to spend a lot of time in constraining the views. Like if you have a button, you will spend time in putting it in the right position, dragging, dropping, etc. So I'm using linear layout here, and linear layout should be in the vertical orientation, not in the horizontal orientation. So orientation vertical, okay, perfect. After that what I have to do is I will drag a button here, drag and drop a button here, and this is the button 2. That's it for now. So this is the button 1 which says cool, okay. And this is the button which says hot. So here in every view you will see one ID parameter, okay, you will see one ID option, right? So what basically this ID is, it is a unique name for that particular view. Like you have a unique name of yours, I have my unique name, Saumya is my name, right? Everyone has a unique name, your friends, your relatives, everyone call you by that name, right? In school as well, you are given a specific unique roll number 1, 2, 23, 29, 39, and so on. So in the same way, this is the ID, and every view has its own ID. Why this is so important? Because I will call these views. If let's say I have to say on clicking this button I want to perform this action, then I should know the name of the view, right? Name is btn cool, okay. So on clicking btn cool, I want the background of this app to be changed to blue color, right? So I'll write that code with the help of this ID only. And this is btn hot, whoops, perfect. And after that I want to change a bit of its look. I don't want it to be at the top, so gravity center, whoops, layout gravity center. After that I want to give it some margin top, 100 dp or even more, 250 dp, okay, a bit better. And this is the width and the height. This is again very important, like match parent and wrap content are the two most significant values for width and height. So width means, if width is match parent, that means it will occupy all the space available. If I change the width to wrap content, it will only occupy the space which it wants. I mean, cool only needs this much of a space. If I change it to, let's say, cool something like this, it will expand accordingly, right? So basically wrap content is something which will take only that much amount of a space in which it is fine to show the data, right? Match parent, it will take all the space available, okay. And I can give it a fixed value as well. I can make the width let's say 200 dp, fixed value, like this, right? I can change the in the same way I'll do the same thing with this as well, so that consistency is maintained, right? Width is 200 dp, okay. It is not reflecting the change. We need to change the gravity as well for that. 1 second. Okay, cool. So this is cool button, this is hot button. You can give some spacing as well between them. You can put some padding, more margin, all of this stuff. There are so many interesting things when we talk about Android development. I mean, it is in itself a very detailed and very vast topic. Design in Android development contains so many things. I mean, you can create designs, you can be a pro and use Photoshop etc as well while using XML. So yes, I have worked with several startups as well for their Android projects, done freelancing as well. So I know, I mean, it's very fun to do this stuff, creating design using Photoshop, using a lot many platforms are there which assist you in creating beautiful designs, right? So for now I want only these stuff in my application. I'll come here in the main activity. Now the very first thing is I want to find where my activity is. So there are two things. Either you can use find view by ID, or you can use the binding concept. Both are good. Modern and fancy is the binding thing, which is specifically for Kotlin developers, right? But another way is generic way is you can create a variable, okay, var, or we can keep val as well because we don't want to change it, right? So val button hot, okay, button hot is equal to, I want to find the button, where the button is. So find the view by its ID, and this is a button, and then r.id.btn hot, okay, and then val button cool is equal to find view by ID. This is also again a button, and then r.id.btn cool, okay. Perfect, this much is done. Now what I have to do is, it is showing some error. It is saying that the activity main does not contain the ID button hot, but we know it does contain. If we do click on this, it is directing me to it. So once you'll run it, it will be fine. I mean, it takes some time to process this. It's completely okay, it will not throw any error. Button hot dot set on click listener. Basically when I click on this button, I want to perform some action. So button hot dot set on click listener. In the same way, button cool dot set on click listener. So on clicking these, I want some something to be done, some action to be performed. So on clicking button hot, I want to change the background color. I want to change the background color of the app to blue, okay. And again on clicking the hot, on clicking button hot, I want to change it to black. Whoops. And I want the background color to become blue when I click on button cool, okay. So let's write the logic for this. When button hot is clicked, button hot dot set on click listener, I have to change the background color, right? For that we have a specific method, set background color, but we can't directly use that method. I mean, we have to tell on which view do we want to apply that particular method. Like button hot dot set background color, I can change the background color of my button using this. Right now I want the background color of this whole screen to be changed, that is this complete layout, right? Button is only in this much area, this linear layout is occupying the whole area, right? So I'll give it an ID linear layout, okay, linear layout. And after that I'll come here, I'll create a variable for this as well. Linear layout is equal to find view by ID. This is my linear layout, and then r.id dot linear layout, okay. Perfect. So now I will say linear layout, I want to change your color. I want to set your background color to something specific. To pick the background color, either I have to remember the hash, the code kind of thing, or I can use the r.color dot whatever color I want to use. For this I want to use black, right? So I have that was the purpose of this resource, then values, then colors.xml file. You don't have to remember all the codes, you can just directly use them, okay. And then again linear layout dot set background color, and here I want to give r.color dot, so on clicking button cool I wanted to change to blue, right? I want to change it to blue. They have multiple options here. I don't know which is correct, which is not. So I'll click on the run button. Okay, the app ran successfully. If I click on button hot, so it is changing its color to this. Okay, it is changing the color to this, and if I click on cool, it is changing it to blue. Okay, looks good. And if in case you want to hide this action bar, you can do that as well. Support action bar dot hide, and if we rerun this, so now it shouldn't show. You can see it is not showing me the action bar. Support action bar dot hide. Okay, cool and hot. Okay, if you want to change or use other color, you can do that. It takes some time to pick these. I mean, now you can see the r.id, these errors are gone, and the same way these will be gone. It takes some time to process, to understand that where these layout files or where these IDs or colors are located. Okay, so yes, with this you created your second application after Hello World, right? You added a bit of logic here and there, and you changed the color as well. So I'll see you in the next lecture, where we will do a bit of more advanced things around Android application development. I'll teach you more advanced stuff. This is very basic, and we are on top of the hour for this lecture. So in the next one, we'll see you again, and we'll create some amazing applications. Until then, show it on the internet, whatever you have created. Tag me, tag Scalar, tell us what you are learning, and we will be happy to help you always. If you have doubts, queries, anything around these topics, drop them in the comment, and I'll check the comment myself and will try to answer as many questions as I can. Now we will see how we can use this language, Kotlin language, to create projects. How will we write code for some real world kind of applications and projects using Kotlin. So the idea in my mind is to create a travel kind of application, travel app. So basically the thing is, I am from Delhi, and being a proud Delite, I would say, I would love to show you all the top places to visit in the capital of India using an application. So it will be very much like a gallery kind of application, you can say, a dynamic photo application, photo frame application. So what I will do is, we'll have name of the app or title, something like that. Here a text view here. Okay, this will be your text view, and apart from that, I will have pictures here, pictures of the top places to visit. Okay, which will be changed dynamically. Like we'll have some button picture, as well as here we will have text to explain a bit about the place, or maybe just the name of the place. Okay, so this will be the place. We can show maybe top 5 or top 3 places to visit in the capital of India, and then here the name of the place. Okay, and after that I will have 2 image buttons. Image buttons are also views. Okay, so they have some icon associated with them. So here I will have 2 image buttons, one that will ask me to go ahead, I mean click on next. So when I click on next, the image 2, then 3, 4, like that will be shown. Okay, and this will be the previous button. When I'll click on the previous button, then I expect my code to work in a way that it shows me the previous image. Okay, so let's say if I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 top places images, right? So on clicking, if let's say current image is 1, current image is this one, when I'll click on next, I want to go on 2. When I click on previous, I want to go on 0. If I am at 3, then on clicking next, 4 should be shown. On clicking previous, 2 should be shown. If I am at 0, this is very interesting case. If I am at 0, on clicking next, 1 will be shown, and on clicking previous button, I want it to show 4. Okay, I want it to behave like a circle. In the same way for 4 as well, if previous will be clicked, if previous button is clicked, I want third image, this image to be shown. And if next is clicked, I will not say like no image was present. I will then show the image number 0. Okay, sounds good. I hope this much part is clear. So this is the plan in my mind. I want to create an application like this, which is like a travel photo app, you can say, travel photo app, which changes picture dynamically on clicking on button, etc. Perfect. So let's write the code. This will be more about, I would say, logic and less about design, etc. Like design will be also there, but you need to understand the core concepts which I will be teaching today. They are very significant. So let's create the project and write the code in Kotlin. Okay, so let me keep the iPad here and let's go on. So a new project. Okay, after a new project I want empty activity only, empty activity, and here we will write the name of the project. Okay, I can call it travel photo app, travel photo app. Okay, and then this is the package name. Save. Look, I won't change anything, and this is Kotlin. Click on finish and it will quickly prepare the stuff for you. It will prepare a default main activity for you, main activity.kt, activity main.xml, and here you can see at the bottom some downloads were happening, and that's done. So I'll close this, and now what I will do is, let's first create the design. Okay, so I'll go in activity main.xml, and here I see that right now I have a constraint layout inside which I have a text view, right? So my aim is to create a simple image photo album kind of thing, right? Travel photo app. So here I will change the layout to linear layout first, and then I will have orientation vertical. The very first thing I want is one text view here. Okay, and in this text view I'll write travel photo app or something like that. Travel photos app. Okay, and you can put some styling here, not some, a lot, many stuff. Text style, you can make it bold, you can increase the size of the text. Right now it's so small that it's not even readable, right? Text size, I want it to be 25 dp. Okay, and I want to change the gravity as well, gravity as center. Perfect, and let's give a margin of 3 dp. Okay, so that some breathing space is available for it. Okay, travel photos app, and after that what I will do is I will create one, I'll pick one constraint layout. Okay, constraint layout will be in the layout section. So constraint layout, drag and drop, and inside this I will put one image view. So this is the image view, I'll put it here. I want to collect the images, right? I want to show the images of the places. So one second, let me copy and paste the images into my drawable. So my drawable folder, how can you open the drawable folder? So if you click on project here, resources and drawable, so here if you right click and open in Finder. So this is my drawable. I will paste all the images here. Pick 0, pick 1, pick 2, pick 3 and pick 4. Okay, so this is of India Gate, this is Qutub Minar, it seems, Lotus Temple, Red Fort, and okay, this is Lotus Temple, and this one is I guess Akshardham Temple. So we'll see it zoomed as well in the application. Okay, so on previous and next I want different images with different names to be shown, right? What can we do is, let's again pick image view, and now I want to show pick 0 first. Okay, this is the pick 0. I will constrain it in a good manner, in the right way. So like this, and this one should be attached here, and this one the bottom should be constrained there. Perfect. Now what I will do is I want to give a specific width and height to my constraint layout. Okay, right now it is taking too much space, or what can I do is I can create the buttons. In linear layout, okay. So I want to keep those two image buttons in horizontal linear layout. Okay, for that what I will do is I'll go in layouts and linear layout horizontal. I'll put this here at the bottom. Okay, I don't want it to be inside the constraint layout, so I'll undo this action and I'll put this in here. But it should not be at the top, it should be at the bottom, right? It should be at the bottom here. Cool. And inside this I want two image buttons. Okay, and let's give it a fixed height. Okay, maybe 300 dp. Looks okay, or maybe you can do 350 dp. All right, and then after this I'll go again in the design section. This is my linear layout horizontal, and I will drag and drop two image buttons here. Image button, let's search for it. Image button 1. So in this I will show the next arrow. Okay, next and previous. So we have multiple options here. This is there. Okay, and then I want another image button, and I want to show here previous. For previous they are showing this. I want double back arrows. Okay, so this is forward button, right? This is the one I want, I guess. Perhaps yes. Okay, cool. So I think we swapped it, right? It should be on this side. On right left we'll change it. Okay, and after that at the end what I'll do is, this is your linear layout. It should not be match parent, it should be wrap content. This should be in the opposite order, this and then this. Perfect. This is your BTN next. Okay, and this is your BTN button. This is your BTN previous. Okay, BTN previous and BTN next. All right, and last but not the least, we want a text view at the bottom. This text view is again very important. It will tell us the name of the place. TV text view, name of the place. I'll try to pick the same styling as we had for this. Okay, text size, maybe I want to make it 20 dp only, and margin 10 dp. Cool. And here this is India Gate, so I will write India Gate. Awesome. So I think we are good. What else you can do is you can maybe put a background for this text view, dark colorish kind of color, something like that, to make it look better. Okay, background, if we say black, then text color will need to change to white. You can give some corner, radius, all those stuff as well. That is usually an attribute for image, for buttons, normal buttons, but here also you can create, you can create an extra XML for that. Okay, cool. So if I run this much, I think it should look good. It should look the way we want it to look. And after that we will jump to the logic part. Okay, so let's run it and see if this much part is working fine or not, and then we will come in the main activity and write the code here. So it is running. Launch succeeded, and woohoo, it's looking good. And now we have to write the logic. If we click on next, then next button should be visible. Next image should be visible. If we click on previous, then last travel image should be visible, right? Okay, so let's get into the logic part now. So the very first thing, I want a variable which tells me that which image are we on. So what I'll do is not val, I'll create val current image is equal to 0. So in the beginning, I'll assume that I'm at the 0th image, and depending upon on which button we are clicking, next, previous, blah blah, we'll keep on changing it. Okay, we'll keep on changing it. Now let's come here, and we know that we have to perform some action on clicking previous and next button. So let's create them quickly. Val next is equal to find view by id. This is your image button, right? So write image button, then r.id dot btn next, this, then val previous is equal to find view by id. This is also your image button, right? So create image button here, and then r dot, if you see here, do command p, you will see this is of integer type. So let me tell you, this is very important. So all the images, or maybe all the views, like this is your text view, this is your image view, button, or like whatever these are. So each and every thing here, they have their unique name. We know, like this is your pick 0. Okay, this is your pick 0. So they have their unique id, they have their unique name. Apart from that, when we do this, right, so r.id.button next, this is an integer address that is associated with that particular id, with each id. Like pick 0, I'll try to show pick 1 as well, pick 4, 5. Or maybe if you look at this is btn previous, btn next. So each and every id has its own address, with the help of which it understands, and that address is in integer format. That is in integer format, r.id.previous. Okay, btn previous. Sounds good. This much part is clear. Now on clicking next dot set on click listener, I want to perform some action. I want to get the next image. And in the same way, when previous is clicked, previous dot set on click listener, I want to see the previous image. Now it is all going to be very, very interesting. If you are scared of logic mathematics, don't be. I'll make it all super simple. Okay, you just have to think smartly, and I'll explain everything. How can we go on the next image and all those stuff. So if you notice in our drawable folder, where is the drawable folder? So in our drawable folder, the names of these pictures, it is like pick 0, pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, like that. Okay, so right now in the beginning of the program, the current image value is 0. Sounds good. What I'll do is I'll here get the ID of the current image. Okay, I'll get the ID of our current image. To get the ID of the current image, what we will do, we know the IDs are like pick 0, pick 1, pick 2, something like that, right? So I will create a variable var ID of the current image, ID current image, and this is obviously the string value, like pick 0, pick 1. This is not the integer address associated with that particular design component. Like we know that each and every component has ID, their unique name, like button pre, btn pre, btn next, right? This is the string ID, this is their unique name, but this is not integer address, right? So this is ID of the current image in a string format. So it is pic, and along with that the current image, whatever the value is, that will be there, right? So they are saying it you can shorten as well, you can put it in, yes, they are saying that you can shorten it, you can put it in a stylish modern way as well, you can use the dollar sign. So if you click here, convert a string concatenation to template, basically they will put everything in double quotes and use a dollar sign. Okay, so convert a string into this format, basically they remove the extra code, and this is what Kotlin is about. Dollar sign is one of the stylish and modern syntaxes. Okay, so this is the ID of the current image. Okay, it can be pic 0, pic 1. One more thing here which is very important is I have other image views as well, right? So I'll quickly make 3 or 4 more. This will be pic 1, and here I will show pic 1. Okay, but what I will do is, you would be thinking, I mean, why there is so much of weirdness? I mean, you can see like all the images are overlapping on each other, right? So for this, what I'll do is I will first of all concentrate it in the right way. Okay, make it look good, and I'll put alpha 0 for all the other pics, pic 1 2 3 4, all the pics. If I'll write alpha as 0, then you will see the image is gone, right? So alpha is very significant attribute, you must always remember this. So in the same way I'll create more, but before that, well, let me see if we can do something about its orientation. So for pic 1, let me make it look better. Okay, because obviously I picked images, I grabbed the images from the web, from the internet, and they were all from different websites, so the dimensions, everything is a bit distorted. Let's make it look good. Okay, my focus right now is not on the design part but on the logic part. But indeed, I mean, when you will work in startups for clients, obviously everything will matter, right? So alpha as 0, and I'll again put pic 3, and this was pic 1, right? So this should be pic 2. Okay, this is a bit better. Okay, and alpha for this one should also be 0, right? In the same way I'll repeat the same thing for all other images, pic 3 and pic 4 as well. This is your pic 3, and this also looks good, right? And alpha should be 0. Awesome. And the last one, that is the one with the ID pic 4, pic 4, and here as well pic 4, and alpha should be 0. Now let's come back here. When I click on next, the very first thing I did is I grabbed the ID in the string format, like if the ID is pic 0, pic 1, pic 2, like that. So I grabbed all the IDs, and after that what I want is I have to get the integer address associated with each design component, with each view, you can say. Okay, with each view I want to get the integer address, whatever is associated with them. So I'll create var id current image, id of current image, but not in a string format. I don't want pic 0, pic 1, all those stuff. I want integer value, okay, so that I can perform the logical operations on top of them, right? So I will first of all get this, the context of this screen, this activity. After that, this dot get resources dot like if you see here, instead of writing get resources completely, if you see the first one, it is saying resources, but it will help us in getting all the resources, right? So get resources dot get identifier I can get the integer address with this as well, but we have to do everything programmatically, logically here. Why? Because I can't go on hard coding things. I can't be like find view by id, pick 0, then pick 1, pick 2. No, we can't do it that way, right? Based on the value of the current image, we have to find the integer address associated. If it is pick 0, then get me the address using the value of the current image. I can't be like find view by id and then I will pass the r.id. I can't hard code it. I have to do things programmatically, right? Because when next will be clicked, I am not sure which will be the current image, what will be next, what will be previous. Right now I only have five images, but might be I will have 100 images, 1000 images, and so on, right? So I got the id in the string format very easily, pick 0, 1, 2, whatever, and then I have to convert the same ID into integer format. That's it. You don't have to think too much. You have got the string ID. You have to get its corresponding integer address. So for that, this is the simple one-liner syntax. You don't have to worry too much, okay? Resources dot get identifier. And here, if you see, you have to give 3 parameters. You have to pass 3 parameters to it, right? What those parameters are? So the very first thing, you have to give the string ID, okay, which you are getting here, okay, this. After that, they are asking you for def type. So you are playing with IDs, right? So the def type is ID here. And after ID, what they are asking for is, they are asking for the package name. So you can get package name using the method get package. Okay, get package. So if you write package name, so the second one will help you get the package name. Okay, so get package name like this. Perfect. That's it. That's all you have to do. So easy and simple to convert the ID which you had in a string format into integer. Now, why I am doing so much? There would be some reason, right? Might be I want to use this integer address somewhere, right? I'll tell you where. So now what I want to do is, I want to get the actual image. And make it invisible. I want to get the current image and make it invisible. Set it alpha to 0. That's why I'm doing so much of struggle, right? First I got the ID in string format, pick 0, pick 1, whatever the value would be, and then I'm converting the same ID into integer address, into integer format, so that I get its actual value where it is. After that I will, one more thing that I have to do is, I have to create one image variable which will be of type image button. Okay, I'll tell you what's the use of that. So val image of type image button, and because I don't want to declare, I don't want to initialize it right now, so I will use latenit var. Okay, and now here I want to get the image. I want to know what the image is. So find view by ID, and here I will pass the integer address. This also gives me the integer address. This also will give me the integer address. Obviously I don't know the ID. I will not be knowing the ID. Like I can't write r.id.pick0 here, right? It will not work for, it's not the best logic to write. This way I'm hard coding things, but here the value can be anything. It can be pick 0, pick 1, pick 2. So I'll get the integer associated with that respective ID, and then I will pass the ID of the current image and its integer address. So basically I have got the image now. Let's say for an example, if you go here, okay, if I am at this picture which is of Akshadham, I got, the very first thing I am doing in the program is I'm getting its ID, right, which is pick 2, and then I'm converting that into integer address associated with this image. I got the integer address of that. Then I'm saying find this view by ID, right, and I'm passing the integer value which it wants. So I'll exactly get this image. And now what I want to do is I want to make it invisible, right? 0. Set it to 0. It is expecting float value, I guess. Yes. So write F. That's it. That's all you have to do. And because I clicked on next image, so I want to see pick 3, right, which is of red font, I guess. So for that, what you will do is, it's so simple. You have to repeat things like whatever the value of current image was, you want the next image, right? So current image is equal to current image plus 1. After that, you have to repeat all these things. The very first thing you will do is you will get the ID. This is number, right? This is right now only 3. If let's say I was in second image, so current image value was 2. So I'll do current image is equal to current image plus 1. So 3 is the value right now. I want to get pick 3. So where ID of this is image I want to show. Image to show and a string ID. Okay, a string ID. I want it to be like pick 3, right? So how will I do that? I'll do it in the same way as I did here. That's it. Yes, I'll say pick plus the value of current image. I incremented it, right? Perfect. And all of everything will be same. Then I want to convert this string into integer, right? I want to convert this. Let's do it. So ID current image, ID of not the current image, it is ID of image to show, and this is its integer address, right? And this is the ID of image to show a string. Then image is equal to find view by ID, and I want to get the ID of this image which I want to show. I want to set it to 1 because I want, when I click on next, so the current image should become invisible. That's why I did 0 alpha. And the next image, for the next image, I want it to be visible. So I set its alpha to 1. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's as simple as it looks. Go through the code once again. You will understand it in even better manner. We can make it private as well. Basically what I'm doing is when I click on next dot set on click list, now when I click on the next button, I want to see the next image. So I am setting the current image alpha to 0 and I am making the next image alpha to 1. For that I am doing a lot of struggle. I am first of all getting the ID of the current image pick and whatever the value is. After that I am getting the integer address associated with that particular ID. Okay, and then I am passing that ID in find view by ID method so that I can get that image, and then I will set the image alpha to 0. Perfect. And I want to get the next image, so I will say current image is equal to current image plus 1. But if let's say I am at image number 4, current image value is 4, so 4 is equal to 4 plus 1, that will be 5, and I don't have image 5. So what you have to do, a very simple mathematic trick. Whatever is the total number of image, right now it is 5, so you just have to add that 5 plus and you have to do modulus with same. So if you sit and do calculation, you will find that after 4, if I do addition here, I will again get 0 only. That's a trick, to handle the corner case, to handle the the significant, the tricky case. After that, for previous as well, I'll do the same thing and the code will be exactly same. It's just that here instead of plus I will show minus, right? So let me copy and paste this much piece of code, and one more thing I have to do is I will write here minus, because if I am at I want previous image, right? So after current image, if the current image is 2, I want 1 to be shown. So current image 2 minus 1. So let's run it and see if it's working, if this much piece of code is working fine or not. So this will be a good opportunity for you to understand how do we check logcat, how do we check the errors. Okay, so this is our logcat, and the it is failing at this point at main activity dot kit, this one. Okay, it is saying that app compared image view cannot be cast to image button. Okay, this was not image button actually, that's true, because obviously these are image views, right? These are image views. I casted it to image button. That's my bad. Okay, and if I rerun it, it should work fine. Let's rerun it. It failed at 24th line, right? I guess this one should work fine now. So when I'm clicking on next, I'm getting the next images. See, after, so this is the magic. After lotus temple, basically this is the last one. After lotus temple, I want to see India Gate only. So if I click on next, I'm seeing India Gate, right? After this is Qutub Minar, right? After Qutub Minar, I want to see this picture, which is of Akshardham temple. So yes, this is the one. Now everything is working fine, everything is working perfectly. Do create your own travel photos app, but let me tell you one more thing quickly. Right now it is hard coded, it is not showing me the new text, right? New text. So what should we do for that? I mean, pause the video, think for a while, then I'll tell you. Now that this much part is working fine, we are dynamically able to change the images. On clicking next, we are seeing the next picture. On clicking previous, we are seeing the previous image, right? So the code of next button and previous button is working fine. We are getting the current image, we are making it invisible, and we are then showing the next image. We are making the alpha of the next image. Like if we are at pick 0, then we are making the pick 0 as alpha 0 and pick 1 as alpha 1. We are making it visible, right? This is the logic we are using right now. And I also want to change the name of the place in real time, right? So if you were able to think of some logic, paste the code, paste the logic in the comment section, and yes, it will be awesome to check all those replies, all those solutions. If you were not able to think of a logic for changing the names in real time, then let me tell you how can we go about it. Okay, the very first thing I will do is I'll create an array. You already learned in my lecture 2 or 3 how to create arrays in Kotlin, right? So where names, or I can say where places, I'll create array of all the places. So the places are, pick 0 is India Gate, right? So India Gate. Then pick 1 is Qutub Minar, right? And then pick 2 is Akshardham temple. So this is one of my favorites temple. I mean, when I was in school as well, I used to so much visit Akshardham as well as Birla Mandir temple. These are so good. And then this is your Red Fort temple, not temple, sorry, Red Fort only. Yeah, Red Fort only, right? 1 second, let me submit. Yes, Red Fort. And then the last one is Lotus temple. Okay, so this one is your Lotus temple. Perfect. So I created an array that contains the name sequence wise. I mean, pick 0 is of India Gate, then Qutub Minar, pick 1, pick 2. It is matching with the IDs as well. I mean, picture name, this is picture name, this is not ID, don't get confused. This is name of the picture. But if you go here and see, so pick 4, the ID is same as the name of the image. Okay, if this is pic3.jpg or pic3.png, then the ID is the same, right? So once again, we are back here, and what we have to do is as we are clicking on previous or next button, the image is getting changed. Our logic is working perfectly fine, but I want to change the name of the place as well. So for that, what I will do is, it's very simple and easy to understand. This much part is crisp and clear. We got the details of the current image, we got its ID, we got its integer address, we got the actual current image, and then we set the alpha to 0, right? Perfect. And after that, what we are doing is, we are doing the same thing, but we are, let's say it's next dot set on click listener. So right now, if let's say we were on pick 0, so I increased its value to pick 1. I did current image plus 1. This 5 plus and modulus 5 is just to take care of the corner case, just to take care that if we are at the last image, let's say 4, it shouldn't go to 5, 4 plus 1, it should come back to 0. And for that, for handling that case, I'm just adding this 5 plus and modulus 5. Basically, you have to add and modulus 5 with the total images that you have, that will handle your case. Okay, all right. So I incremented the value of the current image, and then I'm doing the same thing again. I'm finding the ID, and you can write it in a smart way. So you are finding the ID of the image to be shown, and then you are finding the integer address associated with that image to be shown, and then you are finding the actual image that you want to show, and then you are setting its alpha to 1, that is, you are making it visible. Okay, and now what I have to do is, I have to show the right name as well. So for name as well, I should first create the variable, right? Text is equal to place name is equal to find view by ID, and this is of type text view, right? Text view. So I will pass here r.id.text view. I don't know what the ID name is. So if you go here, it is TV name. So TV name. Perfect. I now have the actual text view, the address, right? So I will do place name dot set text. So the very first one, get text from get text set text. So set text is equal to, I have the array, right? Places, and I will pass here the value which I want to show, right? So basically I will pass this because I have the exact value. If let's say I was on pick 1, I made it invisible. Now I'm clicking on next, so I want to show pick 2, right? So I have the correct value here, so I'll just say current image. It will do the work for me, just one line of code, and it will show the name of every place in real time. Let's check if it's working fine or not. So I clicked on run button, terminate. So if I click on next, Qutub Minar, you can see in real time picture is getting changed, as well as the text is also getting changed. Next, Akshardham temple. This is Akshardham temple. You can write here travel, instead of travel photos app, you can write top places to visit in Delhi. Next is, this is Red Fort. This is Lotus temple. After this, we'll go back to the first image because we had only 5 images in our database. This is again India Gate. This is again Qutub Minar. If I click on previous button, again India Gate. After India Gate, the last image, because this is the first image, right? So last, that is this Lotus temple should be shown. Perfect. That means our code is working completely fine, right? All right. So I hope you found this fun and interesting. Make your own application as well. Just watching tutorials, just watching me developing applications will not help you. One more quick thing is, I will put the code on GitHub, and you can take that from GitHub, but first try to create it on your own so that things are more clear in your mind. And yes, show it on the internet, show everyone that you are developing, you are learning these skills. I mean, it opens doors to opportunities which you don't even know exist. When you put things on the internet, people will notice it, If someone need app developer, HRs, hiring managers, they'll see your work, and if they like it, they will hire you as well. So yes, go ahead, create the app, right? And tag Skill or tag me, tell us what difficulties you are facing and how fun it was for you to create this application. Also, if you are interested in learning more about Android development using Kotlin, if you want to create more exciting projects on this channel, only on a Scalar channel, I have created videos, lectures in which I have taught how to create Android application development projects. We will put the links of the previous tutorials as well. If you are interested in creating more projects, go ahead and watch them, and let us know in the comment section if you want new projects, new lectures around the same, and we will bring them.